Hi, this is Mashnu, and I would like to show you a few positions and to ask you to try to find the winning move. So it's actually a very simple exercise. You just pause the video, think about what to do in this case with white, and I think this first example is not that difficult. You can pause the video now. I'll continue and show you the solution in a few moments. Alright, so I'm sure that many of you found this one. It's actually a very beautiful queen sacrifice with knight takes e5. Now if bishop takes queen, then follows bishop to b5. Deadly move, because the only way to stop this check is to place the queen in between, and then follows bishop takes queen, check. The king must go to d8, and things get even worse because knight takes f7 follows now. King takes bishop, and then king takes d1 first. We don't need to take the rook, it's not going to run away. So after the next move, whatever move it is, we can take the rook on h8, and we will have won much material, a piece and a rook. So that's the solution for this first exercise. By the way, if here after knight takes e5 black doesn't take the queen but takes the knight, then we simply take the bishop with the queen. Queen takes g4, and we have won a piece. Alright, so we're going to move on now to the next position. So here it is, white to move and find the best move for white. Pause the video if you like. Okay, so I'm sure that many of you found the move bishop to d4, but did you calculate what happens after e5? Big surprise for black. Bishop takes e5 wins, because this bishop may not be taken because of queen to h6, checkmate. Alright, so the winning move is bishop to d4, and we continue to the next position. Now this one is perhaps a bit more difficult. It's white to move and find the winning continuation. Okay, I'm going to show you the solution. The best move in this position is bishop takes c6 check. We need to do some calculation to find this move, because we need to calculate what happens after b takes c6. The next move is wonderful, is knight takes c6. It looked as if that knight was pinned because the rook can take now on d1 with check. And yes, it is true indeed, he can take with check, but then rook takes d1 follows, and now black is in big trouble because this queen is attacked. But also if the queen moves, for example, to e6, then rook to d8 checkmate follows, and that makes it really difficult for black now to find a move. The queen cannot move in this diagonal defending this square d8, so it has to move to d7, and then follows rook takes queen, king takes rook, and then knight takes a5. And yes, black can capture this pawn here, but as you can see, this endgame is totally won for white, because we have so many pawns, two connected pass pawns on the queen side and one pawn more in the center. So this is a winning endgame for white. And the most beautiful part is definitely the second move here, knight takes c6. Wonderful. Okay, let's move on to the last example. This is the final position. I'm sorry, I mean to say this is the last example, the last position. It's white to move here and try to find the best move for white. Alright, I'm going to show you the solution now. This is really beautiful, really beautiful. What happened here is the move queen takes e4. a very nice sacrifice. The idea of the sacrifice is to open this diagonal towards the black king. Black takes the queen, and then bishop takes e4 check. King goes to h8, knight g6 check. King has to go back. Now we don't want to give perpetual check. No, there is more than that. Knight takes f8 check. The king has only one move to go back to h8, then another check on g6. The king goes back, and now comes the final trick. Knight to e5 check. King has to go to h8, and now the final move, knight to f7 checkmate. Now that was a beautiful one. Let's have a very short look. I'll return to the initial position. If black doesn't take this sacrifice here, but takes the rook on f1, then we simply take back on f1. If now f takes queen, the same idea follows. So black cannot do that. So that means that black has to do something else, like for example knight to e7. But here we simply move the queen away, and we have won material. So white has a much better position. Perhaps it's not won in a few moves, but the advantage is simply very big. So the most beautiful variation is, of course, if the queen is taken, with this very nice checkmate. First removing the rook, so the f7 square becomes available later for the knight. So then here we can give checkmate on f7. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this short video with these exercises, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. Goodbye.